What's up, everybody? It's Friday, live from the third largest city in the United States, Chicago, Illinois. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I am Mario Smith. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We really appreciate your patronage, and we are glad that you are here today on this, the last day of the work week. You know what that means? Anything can happen. Friday, I think traditionally is anything can happen day. Anything can happen today. I have no idea what we're going to do. Not totally true. I know we're going to talk about stuff, but, you never know. It's opening day in baseball, and as you can probably tell, if you've been following the show for any length of time, I'm a big baseball fan, just like Gliss, and I got my stuff on, and I'm watching the game on the phone. Let me bring in my man from Portland, Oregon, Mr. Jonathan Gliss. Good afternoon, sir. Happy opening day to you. Look out there we go. Got the Giants stuff on.
Yeah, that's right. Go.
Let's go.
Really baseball season.
It really is. And yesterday was a good day. Whatever the name of that team is on the north side of Chicago won against the stupid team from Wisconsin, who I also hate. I don't hate anybody. I just dislike people strongly. And the Sox are winning right now. It's been a very interesting game. Lucas Giolito had to leave the game with a abdominal problem. Great. Everybody's hurt. Other than that, cool. Happy Friday, man. Anything can happen day to day.
That's right. Friday always feels good.
It's always an adventure. We will find out. And then just so everybody knows, we've got a ton of people here in our chat on the back channel, and a lot of these folks don't have a name. There's a new option where you don't have to give your name. So I'm gonna try to work this out. I've been thinking about it. This is what we'll do for everybody that didn't put their name in. If you want to make a comment during the show, you have to put in a name. Even if you're uncomfortable putting in your real name, you can always go with something like Careful Rabbit, Felonious Fox, or Struggling Condor, or whatever. But we'd really like for you to put in a name. So I don't know how this is going to work. This is gonna be interesting. This is going to be interesting, but we'll make it happen. So some news happened while we were gone. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But apparently Will Smith can never come back to the Academy Awards again for at least 10 years, virtually or in person. And Gliss, wait, last night, guess who I hung out with for about 5 minutes? And hangout is strong. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, that's cool.
Who talked about the Will Smith stuff.
That would be an interesting perspective.
Well, I wish I could provide. I wasn't thinking to record what he said so we could play it, because I was gobsmacked that he actually would answer the question, to be honest. But I can tell you what he said. He was like, he said Will's nature is to not do stuff like that, and he's never ever known him to be the guy that slaps somebody.
Right.
He also went on to say that it was a human moment. It was wrong. He knows Will Smith is absolutely 100% aware that it was wrong, and that they talked right afterwards, I guess. And he knows that he messed up bad. So it's not a question of him being like, I don't want to talk about it, because no, he's really kind of hurt by it. But then he also said something really interesting. He said that one time, that momentary lapse of judgment, he said, I can name 50 different times that Will Smith should have slapped somebody and didn't. And I thought that was very profound in the midst of that conversation. So I don't look at what he did any differently, but I do look at it from that really unique pair of eyes of his longtime partner and friend. He said he's never seen him do that before, ever. But then he was like, I could see people he should have slapped, though. It was very interesting. A real cool conversation with DJ Jazzy Jeff at a place here in Chicago called Dorian's. It's a record store, but they have this beautiful bar inside the record room. It's crazy.
Add that to my itinerary.
Oh, yeah. It's up in Wicker Park. It was a good time. It was a good time last night. And saw a bunch of my DJ friends. Not that I'm out here DJing. So I saw a few recording artists and stuff. It was cool. I didn't know that I was getting invited to something so nice. Um, so of course I was not prepared, and I did get to talk to him a little bit. And I met him before a few years ago, and I barely remembered that until last night. And he's a really nice dude, and I cannot. He's coming to Chicago this summer for for one of our festivals that we have here in Hyde Park. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. But enough about that. We can talk about that all day. You're here on a Friday, like chivalrous aardvark is here, and what is also here. You're here on a Friday, and you probably aren't used to the schedule yet because it just kind of got started a couple of days ago. But bases loaded, bottom of the eighth, Detroit threatening. But let me give you the rundown real quick. At 6 a.m. Eastern, it's Haley and Allison's Good Morning from the UK, and they're so sweet. Very nice ladies. I'm going to say something nice about everybody. At 8 a.m. Eastern, it's Live Every Day with Liv Harrison, except for Tuesdays and Thursdays. She's the best. Just the best. She's the best. And then at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays only, it's Kate and Will. They're awesome. Come on. How can they not be? At 10 a.m., it's Get On Up with Jam and Renee. You got to watch Jam and Renee. If you're not watching Jam and Renee, what are you doing? What are we doing? What are you doing? And then at noon, it's the Anthony Davis Show, except for Wednesdays when it's the Word of the Day quiz. And Anthony Davis is a very regal gentleman. I am looking forward to meeting him in person. It's going to be fun. And then at 2, your pal Hal Rudnick is the man. He's the glue around these parts. And then it's this little show we call The Drive. And there you go. And that's it. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Not yet. We have a lot of time left before we do that. Let's take a look at the headlines, and then we'll take a break to set up for the rest of the day. In a most puzzling event, 2 were acquitted, and the jury were hung on 2 more in the Whitnap plot. A jury today acquitted 2 men of all charges in a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, which they were trying to kidnap the governor. Boy, okay. But they couldn't reach verdicts against the 2 alleged leaders, a stunning defeat for the government after a week-long trial that centered on a remarkable FBI sting operation just before the 2020 election. The results were announced a few hours after the jury said it was struggling to find unanimity on all 10 charges. The judge on the 5th day of deliberations told the panel to keep working, but jurors emerged again after lunch to say they were still deadlocked on some counts. Daniel Harris and Brandon Caserta were found not guilty of conspiracy. In addition, Harris was acquitted of charges related to explosives and a gun. The jury could not reach verdicts for Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr., which means the government can put them on trial again. Obviously, we're disappointed with the outcome. We have 2 defendants that are awaiting trial, and we'll get back to work on that, U.S. Attorney Andrew Burge said after the verdict was read, declining further comment. And then in the other story that I was just alluding to, the Academy Awards have sanctioned, in effect, Will Smith from appearing at any version of the Academy Awards, be it virtual or live, for the next 10 years. This means that Smith cannot appear on a Zoom. He can't appear outside. He can't be there. He will not be allowed to attend. The board has decided for a period of 10 years from April 8th, 2022, Mr. Smith shall not be permitted to attend any Academy events or programs in person or virtually, including but not limited to the Academy Awards. Academy President David Rubin and CEO Dawson said in a statement today. The decision was made during a Board of Governors meeting held earlier in the day in Los Angeles. The meeting, initially scheduled for April 18th, was expedited after Smith announced his resignation from the Academy last week. Smith issued a quick, concise statement on his ban from the Oscars for the next decade. I accept and respect the Academy's decision, the actor said in a statement to CNN. CNN has reached out to Chris Rock's representatives for comment. No comment there. The decision came. That's it. Really? No. The decision came following tons of debate on what the consequences of his onstage slap should be, a board member told CNN. The Academy's letter added the 94th Oscars were meant to be a celebration of the many individuals in our community who did incredible work this past year. However, those moments were overshadowed by the unacceptable and harmful behavior we saw Mr. Smith exhibit on stage. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. When we come back, it's Friday. Anything can happen day. We'll have the news from around the world and see what you guys are doing in that chat room. And feel free to leave a review at backchannel.tv, please. And thank you for watching. If you're checking us out on YouTube or listening to us on your Amazon supported device, we appreciate all of you. It's The Drive with Mario Smith on a Friday, and we'll be back right after these words. Bliss, is your dog in there with you? Because someone said hi, and it's under the name Milo. Is it Jack? Is it your wife? Is it the dog? I don't think the dog can talk. Oh, the dog is home, though. So the dog might be on the thing.
He is home, but he's on a lot of drugs.
Well, then him saying hello would make perfect sense.
Yeah, I think he's probably he has a donut that looks like a donut on.
Yeah, you said no cone. It's got sprinkles on it.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture or something. It's
yes, please.
It looks ridiculous. But yeah, he's on a lot of drugs, so I doubt it's Milo. It's my kids have no school today, so the little one's at daycare. He's feeling better. He's back at daycare, but the other three are here. I think Jack and the 13-year-old are still, because they've been playing football right out here. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing it's probably the oldest.
Well, howdy. At least someone said hello to me. That's nice. Who else is on here? Shocking Ant. We mentioned chivalrous Aardvark, What, and a bunch of the no names, and Jason Smith in New York, Frank in California, and London, the always ever present London, who doesn't say much but is around. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you for saying hello. And now it's tied up 3-3 in the bottom of the eighth because Liam Hendricks can't stop anything. And Skirt is here for a little bit, and so is Veronica. Thank you. I'm sorry, Tete. I called you by your given. My fault. Lots to talk about today on this Friday. Really excited that the weekend is coming. To say that a small break would be needed is an understatement. Really did a lot yesterday, and this week it's like lack of sleep, which has been very troubling. I hope one of these days we can get somebody on like a sleep doctor, because I need to be able to sleep, man. I need to be able to get 8 solid hours of sleep every day, wake up refreshed, invigorated, rejuvenated, ready for all kinds of action. And I don't get it. I do not get enough sleep, man, and it's hurting. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm okay today. I managed to get some sleep. But if you're having sleep problems out there in back channel land, let us know. No name, another no name. If you guys chat with us, all you no name folks, let us know what your name is. We appreciate it. You know, you can also let your device know if you want to change it from no name to an actual name by just telling your Amazon supported device, hey, say hey, whatever the name is, and then just say change my name from no name to, for example, Noted Goose. And it's Noted Goose's first time on the show. And hello, Noted Goose. Veronica's in Massachusetts, and hello to you, Veronica. Shall we get on with it? Let's get on with it. President Biden did it. He secured his first Supreme Court justice, but the question now is, will it be his last? And that the Republicans' plan is to take over the House and the Senate. And President Biden may not get another opportunity to select a Supreme Court justice. President Joe Biden secured a legacy that is poised to outlast his time in office with the confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, 51, to the Supreme Court for life tenure. But behind the joy and elation of putting the first Black woman on the court hovered a more daunting question. Could she be both Biden's first justice and his last? As the November elections edge closer, Senate Republicans are signaling the revival of hardball tactics, refusing to rule out a full-scale blockade against the Biden nominee for the remainder of his 4-year term if a vacancy were to arise, as they are wont to do. Quote, I'm not going to go forward with any prediction on what our strategy might be should we become the majority, Senate Minority Leader and Tutor the Turtle impersonator Mitch McConnell Jr. Is he a junior? Mitch McConnell, a Republican from Kentucky, told reporters this week when asked if he'd commit to allowing a vote on a Biden nominee in 2023. McConnell added that he can say, quote, with pretty great certainty, unquote, that Biden, who ran as a moderate in 2020, would have to spend the next 2 years being a moderate. Oh, burn. It's far from clear whether Biden will have another vacancy to fill. The next oldest liberal justice, Sonia Sotomayor, is 67. The oldest of the 6 conservative justices, Clarence Thomas, is 73. But if Biden gets that opportunity, it could all hinge on which party controls the Senate, raising the stakes for the 2022 midterm elections. In 2016, McConnell blocked a vote on then-President Barack Obama's nominee to fill a Supreme Court vacancy, a move that abolished a long-standing tradition that nominees receive a vote and laid the groundwork for the court's shift to the right. Last year, McConnell refused to say whether he'd permit a vote in 2023 on a normal mainstream liberal picked by Biden if he's in charge. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain responded Thursday night, quote, it's not our plan to let Mitch McConnell make that decision in 2023. It's our plan to have Senator Schumer be in charge of making the decision in 2023. I'm quite confident that if there's a Supreme Court vacancy, Majority Leader Schumer will make sure that person has a prompt and fair hearing. And then this dude, Lindsey Graham, said at a Senate Judiciary Committee meeting on Jackson this week, and in no uncertain terms said that Jackson would not have come before the panel if Republicans were in charge. So, all right. I like the fact that they finally did it. That was a historic thing yesterday. It made a lot of sense to do. It took long enough, and you can see that there is no partisanship at all. I'm troubled by this presumption that the Republicans will be able to control the Senate in 2023 after this November. I think that they think people are, I think they think people want what they had with Trump. And I don't think America does anymore. And I think everybody got a chance to see how the Republicans act. And it's going to be a hard sell for them to convince young voters that that's the way to go. With people who act like that, old white men angry that change is imminent and they aren't part of that change and they know it. So this is lashing out in its highest order. And when we're talking about justices who may be stepping off the board soon, off of the Supreme Court, that is, why hasn't there been any conversation at all surrounding Clarence Thomas and his wife, Ginny? And how is he able to still retain a seat on the Supreme Court when his wife's activities with then President Donald Trump are very much at the forefront, or should be, of this January 6th investigation? How can he still be? He should be recusing himself and considering stepping down. And the fact that he has not stepped down yet is troubling. And I think before we start talking about what Biden might do in 2023, let's talk about what's happening now in 2022 and why that has not happened yet. It just seems weird to me that a justice's wife can have everybody's phone number in the damn White House, make all these calls leading up to January 6th and probably on January 6th, and no one is saying anything about this anymore. It's troublesome to me, very troublesome. Ketanji Brown Jackson faces a very diverse and an incredibly conservative high court, and we'll see how this works out. If Biden is able to get another person in and another liberal justice, it'll make things very interesting. The moral compass of the Supreme Court, though, swings to the right, and it is what it is. I would like to think that my suggestion will get some kind of play that they let the people vote. But I have not done well with my predictions, as I thought a few things were going to happen that didn't. Like, I never thought Donald Trump would be president of anything. A man charged in a January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol backed out of a planned plea deal with the government yesterday, a day after a federal judge acquitted another defendant. Sean Weitzman, who faces 4 misdemeanor charges, was scheduled to plead guilty next week, but he changed his mind after U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden, an appointee of President Donald Trump, found former federal contractor Matthew Martin not guilty during a bench trial. McFadden said that prosecutors did not prove Martin knowingly entered a restricted building and that he may have believed police officers had let him into the building. Can I read that again? Glitz, did you hear that? The judge said that prosecutors didn't prove that a man knowingly walked into a building and that he might have thought that the police had let him in the building. That's it. I'm done. That's
ridiculous.
Oh my God. How do you? Wow. Okay. I guess. I know when I'm being let in a building and when I'm forcing my way in a building. So this dude is like, well, if he got off, I'm certainly going to get off. No, I don't want to make a plea deal. This is not going the way it's supposed to go. And I'm not advocating anything, but I'm just saying this is wild. Although this dude won't be going in front of Judge McFadden, he'll be going in front of Thomas Hogan, who was an appointee of Ronald Reagan. Okay. This judge, though, has spoken out strongly about the seriousness of the January 6th attack. Ronald Reagan was last president in 80 something, yeah? 80, I think 80, he got shot.
88?
81, so like 88 might have been his last year, 86, yeah, 87, something like that?
Yeah, it was either 87 or 88, I think.
And this dude got appointed by President Ronald Reagan. Hot pot of coffee. That's a long time ago. But he's spoken out about the seriousness of the attack. Well, let's hope. Hogan has called the riot an insurrection and, quote, probably the worst thing that's happened to our democratic way of life in our history, except for the War of 1812, close quote. He has also said the mob was trying to, quote, overthrow the government, close quote, and that there was no plausible claim that what happened at the Capitol was protected by the First Amendment, and he has shown frustration with those who try to downplay the events of the day. Well, let's hope so. Justice Hogan, appointed by Ronald Reagan when we were all children and some of us weren't born. Let's hope that you are correct, because that sounds crazy to me that a judge did not see fit because they couldn't come to the conclusion of whether or not they proved that someone willingly and knowingly went into a building. Man, look, it takes all kinds. I watched this today. 4 private citizens made history Friday by launching into orbit on the first wholly private mission to the International Space Station with an all-civilian crew. I have a question for the room, and I want to know, would you, passengers on the drive, go to outer space? If you could take a trip, let's say with Jeff Bezos, let's say it's me, you, Hal, Gliss, Jam and Renee, and I don't know, a couple other folks. We'll bring Haley and Allison because They don't come to America often, I don't think. And we'll all go up into outer space together. Would you go on a rocket ship to outer space? Yes or no? You can make that vote. Yes, you can. You can make that vote happen at backchannel.tv on YouTube in that chat or on your Amazon device by saying, hey, whatever the device's name is, I want to go to outer space, or I would not go to outer space. Yes or no? And I've asked you this before, Mr. Gliss. Would you go on a trip to outer space, to the International Space Station?
I mean, like I said, it kind of depends on if I can take something to alleviate any anxiety or anything I might be having.
I was in your mind. I'm not even looking at your face, and I knew that that's what you were going to say.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I get claustrophobic, so I'd need some Valium or something.
Look, that wasn't what I was thinking, but it works for me. I want to be the Cheech and Chong of outer space if I go. I want to be the first one to do it. The first one we know about.
I'm totally in for that.
The first one we know about, because I have a feeling it has happened before. Skirt saying that he heard today that Russia has been taking cash payment for a trip to the space station for decades. I believe it. They've probably been shuttling people back and forth all the time. Squealing Kangaroo in Pennsylvania is here, by the way. Hello. Heartbreaking B. Amazing Raccoon. Henry Gold Tiger in Illinois. On a Friday. And a bunch of no names. Yeah, I would be down for going to space, yes. Provided that I am under some kind of anesthesia. Yeah, does people take pictures of me like Weekend at Bernie's? I'll be like...
MGJ1s on YouTube says that cannabis isn't legal in space.
It's not? How do we know this? It isn't illegal. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of similar to when you go on a cruise where it's like international waters. I guess there's probably different laws in space.
Graspoto says that the people vote for the House and Senate don't have a lot of faith in their choices. Well, yeah. MGJ1 says, Brother Mario, you know this horrible inflation and super high gas prices are not a good sign for the incumbents. If something doesn't give, it's probably going to be a huge shift in the House and Senate. I don't know about that. And the only reason why I say I don't know about that is because if people's voting patterns stay the same, the way people vote is with their emotions, not with their logic. Because logically, yes, you should be like, man, I don't want this anymore. But if you see that people are like, for example, the confirmation hearing for Justice Jackson, they didn't. Oh, you're Grass, not Gliss. Look at that. The backup plan. He said, "What's up, Super?" I think that's me and Grass, or maybe he's talking about grass. Or pot, whatever the older folks call it. But I think that Republicans are going to out-analyze themselves or overanalyze the situation, and they're not going to win the House or the Senate. I just don't think they will. I hope they don't. And I hope people vote for real instead of just being like, well, I like old bolo tie wearing, what's his face, no. Like, it's amazing to me that people in Kentucky think that Mitch McConnell, which he does do an amazing job for that state, is a worthy dude to do anything. That's just me. Grass Puddle said, hey, Simon. Okay. No, backup plan. You're good. You're good. He does call me Super. He is also hanging out from the house show, so that's good. Let's see here. Heartbreaking B said hello. Hello. Various Otter. See, this is why Friday is good. Did I mention Squealing Kangaroo? Yeah, I did.
Think so.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know. Well, hey.
Paying attention, maybe.
No, it's okay. I understand. There's a lot going on. Here. I would be down for space. I watched the launch this morning. The flight was from a Houston-based company called Axiom, and it went off without a hitch. Smooth Wonderful launch. Got up there. All the appropriate parts broke off of it. And to the International Space Station they were. And then I think they're coming right back down or something. Or staying up there for 5 days, is it? Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. It's yeah. It's a 5-day trip. Right? Or maybe not. I don't know. I can't read anymore. And it's not showing me anything. What is going on with our journalism? But the parts came back to Earth and they're going to be reused, which is very interesting. And apparently these dudes are super rich that went up in flight today into outer space. Like, not kind of rich, super rich, which is weird. Because send some ordinary people so they can have a real review, like a Yelp review of outer space. That would be fun. That's how you do that. We were talking a little bit earlier about, can you imagine a Yelp review? Space was too dark. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't go to the bathroom when I wanted. Reviews are the worst.
Yeah, they are.
They are just really bad. People are just real. That's okay, man. It's the weekend. So Donald Trump is still under investigation in New York and rejecting suggestions that he had lost interest in going after Donald Trump. The Manhattan District Attorney said yesterday a criminal investigation into the former president and his business practices is continuing without fear or favor, despite a recent shakeup in the probe's leadership. In a rare public statement, Alvin Bragg denied the 3-year-old investigation was winding down or that a grand jury term expiring this month would impede his office's ability to bring charges, citing secrecy rules. The district that he couldn't discuss details of the probe, but pledged to publicly disclose findings when it's over. In recent weeks, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office has been repeatedly asked whether our investigation concerning former President Donald J. Trump, the Trump Organization, and its leadership continuing. Bragg wrote, "It is." The Democrats' affirmation of the investigation was part of a double dose of bad legal news for Trump yesterday. It came shortly. New York Attorney General's office asked the judge to hold Trump in contempt and fine him $10,000 per day for not meeting a March 31st deadline to turn over documents in a parallel civil investigation. Trump is appealing a subpoena for his testimony in that investigation, but not one requiring him to provide documents. Instead of obeying a court order, Mr. Trump is trying to evade it. That dude stays in court. The one thing he has done successfully his whole life is litigate and not do it very well. He is really the worst when it comes to court matters. I don't understand this. How is it that how is he able to do this? He is the worst blaxploitation villain ever. If you ever watch like Superfly or Shaft, any of the blaxploitation movies, Donald Trump is the older white gentleman that's the villain in every one of those movies. He's the worst. There's nothing. Just talking about him is giving me a bad flashback to a few years ago. Twitter. I'm sorry. There's a fox, or was a fox, biting people on Capitol Hill, like an actual animal, and it looks so docile, but it also has this look of rage. Like, if I can get out of this cage, I will kill you. Which is not cool. Representative Amy Bera of California learned firsthand on Monday while walking to the Capitol for votes. He's now going a series of 4 rabies shots out of an abundance of caution. Bera said he felt something lunge at him from behind as he walked near one of the Senate office buildings. He turned and used his umbrella to fend off what he thought would be a small dog, but he soon realized he was tangling with a fox. Bera said the encounter lasted about 15 seconds. A bystander yelled to alert others, and the fox fled as U.S. Capitol police officers ran up on the scene. A medical doctor, Bera, looked for puncture wounds. He didn't see any evidence of any, but there was some abrasion. So he consulted the Capitol physician, who told him not to take any chances and to get treated. He said he went to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center after votes for the first of a series of 4 shots. I would say it's the most unusual day on the Hill in 10 years, Barra said of his experience. Of course, there were many joking references to Fox News at the Capitol on Tuesday, but the House Sergeant at Arms was serious when telling lawmakers and their staffs Tuesday afternoon that there had been multiple recent fox encounters and that the animals should not be approached. The warning noted that there are possibly several fox dens on the Capitol grounds and that animal control personnel would be seeking to trap and locate any that they find. In at least one case, they were successful. Capitol Police tweeted pictures of one fox safely captured in a cage. Vera harbored no ill will toward the culprit. Hopefully, the animal can be relocated. That's not good. If you got a fox running around Capitol Hill biting people, that's kind of dangerous. Hey, Gliss, can you put up... I'm sorry. I keep wanting to show that one about that picture so badly. Twitter is about to add an unmentioned button. If anyone cares about Twitter. The company made an announcement that it was experimenting with an unmentioning option, writing in a tweet that it will be a way for users to protect your peace. To use the feature, Twitter users would select "Leave this conversation" from a drop-down menu on the tweet. Is it GIF or GIF? GIF, included with Twitter's announcement, shows the person was removing themselves from a conversation after someone tweeted, "You suck." The company's head of consumer products, Jay Sullivan, said he was proud of the changes being made to make Twitter safer. The option has already been rolled out on the web for some people. Twitter recently experimented with other changes, announcing Tuesday that it was working on an edit feature. Quote, "We're kicking off testing within Twitter Blue Labs in the coming months to learn what works, what doesn't, and what's possible," the company said in a tweet. Now, Mr. Gliss, can you pull up that picture of the World Press Award photo? Where are we? There you go. The backup plan says Donald Trump is like Mr. Big from "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. He is just a movable force, apparently, which I just don't get. I really don't. Alert Spider, Jackie. Hey, guys. How you doing? Okay. Here we go. This photo won the World Press Award. It is a photo of a boarding school in Canada. A hunting image of red dresses hung on crosses along a roadside with a rainbow in the background commemorating children who died at a residential school created to assimilate Indigenous children in Canada won the prestigious World Press Photo Award. The image was one of a series of the Kamloops residential schools shot by Canadian photographer Amber Bracken for the New York Times. It's a kind of image that sears itself into your memory. It inspires a kind of sensory reaction, Global Jury Chair Rina Effendi said in a statement. "I could almost hear the quietness in this photograph, a quiet moment of global reckoning for the history of colonization, not only in Canada, but around the world." It wasn't the first recognition for Bracken's work in the Amsterdam-based competition. She won first prize in the contest's Contemporary Issues category in 2017 for images of protesters at the Dakota Access Pipeline in North Dakota. Take a look at that picture. That is a great photo. It's very haunting is the word that's used by the AP, and that's accurate, man. That's a something. And a rainbow in the background too. Wow, that's a lot. That is a whole lot. Thanks, Gliss. I like that picture. It legit caught me this morning. When I saw it, I was. It's a powerful photo, and I love photography. So that was something. That was something. It makes you think, man, how people are just treated so horribly when they don't have to be. A massive blackout in Puerto Rico takes over 1 million people with power. At least 1.2 million power customers in Puerto Rico remain without electricity As of yesterday afternoon, after an overnight fire at a main power plant caused the biggest blackout so far this year across the U.S. territory, forcing it to cancel classes and shutter government offices. The outage enraged Puerto Ricans already frustrated with an electricity system which was decimated by Hurricane Maria in 2017. Emergency repairs were made at the time, but the reconstruction and essential work to modernize the island's antiquated and unreliable electric grid has not yet begun. Power company officials blame aging, ill-maintained infrastructure for the ongoing outages. The two entities in charge of providing electric services to 3.2 million Puerto Ricans have not been able to say with certainty when will power be fully restored or what caused the circuit breaker failure at the Costa Sur generation plant, one of 4 main plants on the island that triggered the massive blackout. That's crazy. Remember, we were talking about Donald Trump, Gliss. Do you remember when he was shooting the paper towels at people?
Oh, yeah.
After Hurricane Maria, he's like, hey, I've got these lovely paper towels. Hey, take it. Unbelievable. Man, we're halfway there, dude. It's like almost in a quarter hour, Gliss.
Almost
there.
The Giants game just started, so.
And the Sox want the Tigers to win this game so badly. It's 4-4 at the end of the 9th inning, going into extra innings because it's what the White Sox do.
Are they at home?
No, they're in Detroit.
Okay, all right.
Just like it has rained every Thursday, rained or snowed every Thursday for the last 6 weeks in Chicago. It always rains on opening day, which it will next week. And these jokers love just making me mad. So I'm watching it on my phone, and I'm like,
yeah. I have the Giants game on my phone, so it's good to have baseball. Yeah. Although I will say I was kind of confused when I first opened the game on my MLB app. Mm-hmm. I saw, longtime first baseman Brandon Belts on a boat with a captain hat on.
Oh no!
I didn't know what was going on, but apparently that's how he threw out the first pitch, and I don't know what that was all about.
And apparently the Tigers challenged a catcher drop call on the field, and it was overturned. Javier Baez singled on the line drive to right fielder AJ Pollock. Austin Meadows scores. The inning is still going. It's Detroit 5, the White Sox 4. Like I said.
Yeah, the backup plan is a Mariners fan?
Yeah, big time Mariners fan.
Okay. My best friend is a huge Mariners fan. He just turned 40 last week. We went and hung out with them for his 40th birthday, but he is a massive Mariners fan. I used to go to a lot of Mariners games with him, just before I had kids, to catch a baseball game. It does seem like they're due.
Yeah, well,
and they showed quite a bit of promise. Even though they didn't make it last year, they were very, very close. And I think a lot of Mariners fans are pretty pumped up about baseball season. So
yeah, to say the least. Hey man, let's take a break. We're late for the community report. Tay-Tay's favorite segment, Skirt. We'll come back in just a bit. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and you know what? We really can do whatever we want. Bliss says that to me all the time. I'm going to take the break, but I should have just, we can do whatever we want.
You do what you want.
Yeah, that's right.
I will always follow just whatever you want to do. I'm here. So.
All right. I wish I had a swimming pool. I'd jump in it right now and come back out of it. A swim would be great, even though I can't swim. I would try it live on TV. It's The Drive with Mario Smith that had nothing to do with anything we were talking about. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is 46 minutes after the hour, and these jamokes are really just making me. It's a final. The stupid Detroit Tigers won. All right. We'll talk about it more in sports.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just remember, it's only day one. There's 161 left.
It might as well be none left.
As I've said before, the one thing that is the best about baseball is that they play pretty much every day. So you can put it behind you a lot more quickly than you can with other sports.
Yeah, that's true. But it got decided by an umpire's call. Okay. 3 police officers whose fatal encounter with a man in North. And let me just say that I'm not going to act this way for all those games, but I waited. The last White Sox game I saw, they lost, and it made me so angry. And I was angry all the way up until like 2 days ago. I know that's unhealthy. That's how I roll. It's on to the community report. 3 police officers whose fatal encounter with a man in Northern California last year, in a park in Northern California last year, drew comparisons to George Floyd's murder, were cleared in a criminal inquiry on Thursday. A 40-page report from the Alameda County District Attorney's Office concluded that the officer's decision to detain and arrest Mario Gonzalez, 26, at an Alameda park on April 19, 2021, was, quote, objectively reasonable, close quote, the city of Alameda said in a statement. The officer's use of force was also reasonable, quote, considering the agency policies, the totality of the circumstances, and the officer's stated rationale, close quote, the statement says. Mr. Gonzalez did not die due to asphyxiation, nor did he complain to the officers that he could not breathe, the report says. In its statement, Alameda officials called Gonzalez's death tragic and said the 3 officers will remain on paid administrative leave while an independent investigation for the city continues. In a statement Thursday, lawyers for Gonzalez's family called the report shameful and said it remains rare that police who kill unarmed people of color in this country ever face criminal consequences. The only people who hold officers who commit these crimes accountable are typically the victims' families in federal civil rights cases. A lawyer for the family, Julia Sherwin, has previously said that what killed Gonzalez was Alameda police officers forcing him down in the dirt, putting their body weight on him, and pinning him down. In December, Gonzalez's death was ruled a homicide, and the local coroner's office attributed his death to the toxic effects of methamphetamine. The stress of the confrontation combined with alcoholism and morbid obesity contributed to his death, the official said. The encounter began when officers were called to a park after 2 reports of a man who appeared to be under the influence and a suspect in a possible theft. A physical confrontation recorded on body camera followed that showed an officer putting an elbow on Gonzalez's neck and another appeared to put a knee on his back. Gonzalez could be heard gasping for breath, saying, "I didn't do nothing." Okay. Amazing. That is a terrible story. I'm not trying to bring anybody down on a Friday. I apologize. But come on now. That's just... wow. We talked a couple of weeks ago about how the United States Postal Service was going full blast with getting more gas vehicles as opposed to going to electric. Well, interestingly enough, in Boston, the city of Boston plans to replace its entire fleet of more than 700 school buses with electric vehicles by 2030, starting with 20 buses that will be taking kids to school sometime during the next school year, Mayor Michelle Wu said on Wednesday. The move to address climate change by reducing carbon emissions is the latest step in the city's Green New Deal, which includes a previously announced effort to convert much of its fleet of 1,200 vehicles, not including school buses or public safety vehicles, to zero emissions vehicles. Electric vehicles will help reduce emissions across Boston, Wu said at a news conference at Madison Park Technical Vocational High School, where she also announced that the school's automotive technology program would start teaching students electric vehicle maintenance. Here we go. Transportation represents the second highest source of emissions across our city and the first highest source of emissions if you look statewide, Wu said. The estimated $7 million cost of purchasing the first 20 electric buses will be paid for with funds by the school's department's operating budget, as well as federal coronavirus stimulus funds, officials said. Electric school buses will eliminate tailpipe emissions from diesel-fueled vehicles, reduce noise pollution around schools during pickup and drop-off, and provide a healthier work environment for bus drivers and monitors, city officials said. I think they should still keep the screeching noise that those buses make when they are pulling up in case you're late, so you can go, oh my God, the bus is outside. And then you can run for your life chasing the bus down the street with the bus driver ignoring you or laughing at you in that big, super huge billboard outdoor movie screen rearview mirror he has, where he's going, look at him run. Look at him run for this bus. And then all the kids laugh at you. That didn't happen to me. I'm just saying I saw it happen. I did get left once, though, Bliss, when I was in Catholic school. And it was a van that, what was his name? Father something. Can't remember his name. But he was going through like the stages of dementia. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at me. So as he was going, as he went, he stops in front of my building. I come out and he takes off. It was a summer school program. I was going to St. Carthage. And I'm running for this van, and all the kids, yes, Catholic school, and all the kids on the bus are like, hey, Mario. I'm hauling it. And he just drove away and left me. And I went back home and enjoyed the summer day at home. Huh?
You went to Catholic school?
I sure did. I went to St. Carthage. It was it was not the greatest experience of my life. Surprisingly, nothing caught on fire. I was in the church a lot, praying all the time for my natural life. And again, not the best time. I ran into one of my old classmates at my job, and I kept looking at her like, man, I know her. And we've had a talk about how she perceived my Catholic school life. And she agreed with me that it sucked. I was the worst. It was terrible. I had a horrible time. But I went to Catholic school.
My high school coach, I think I told you he's from Chicago. I believe he went to I think it was a Catholic high school or a prep school or something. It's not open anymore, I think, but
it was bad. It was bad.
Mendel or something?
Mendel Catholic. Okay. Yeah. I bet I know who your coach is.
It's possible. I mean, you guys are around the same age, so
I'm old. I'm 112. I just look young. Yeah, Mendel Catholic. I went there for a summer school too.
Oh, okay.
But when I went to St. Carthage, that was an elementary school, grammar school. And just every aspect of it was not good.
I don't think I would enjoy that very much.
I didn't. One, I didn't like the fact that I was paying for it. Not me personally, but my family was paying for it. And I missed my friends that I went to school with. I lived right behind my elementary school. I could walk out my door, walk around the corner, and be at school. Instead, I had to go in the hood on a school bus, which is how I know that school bus drivers love driving off on kids, because I saw them do it all the time. And so I think with these electric school buses, they got to keep that noise in when that school bus pulls up and you know you're late and you can fly out that door.
Yeah, like the screechy brakes and
they can do that. It's just sound. They can put some speakers out there.
That's what is it on Priuses? They have like a artificial sounds, like so that you know that they're backing up. So
because those bad boys are so quiet, you never know. So put the fake sound on the school bus and watch these little kids freak out as they run for their lives. Man, this bus driver that used to drive us used to go, hey, y'all, watch. And he would just go, and then he'd stop, and they'd get real close to the bus, then he'd take off a little bit. I was like, dude, just pick him up. It was fun, I guess. I was always like the bus. After I got left by the demented priest, it made it easy for me to always be waiting on the bus. But even then, sometimes he'd just drive right past. I'm like, I'm not picking him up, and keep going. What did I do? It's a mean man. So good luck, Boston. That's a smart move. That's what I'm talking about. Grass Puddle says my bus driver would sometimes fall asleep and stop stop sign.
That's not good.
I know it's funny. Can you imagine? You're like, man, we haven't moved in 20 minutes. Skirt said, put ice cream truck music into the school buses or circus music. I would go with circus music. Have a calliope playing. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Oh, the bus is coming. Time for me to go to this crazy place. I'll see you guys. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Out the door you go. That would be great. We could do that. That would be outstanding. In the remaining time on the community report, let's see here. Which one am I doing? I don't know. You told me I can do what I want.
Yeah, you got a few minutes. If we go into the second hour a few minutes late,
okay. It's Friday, man. Nobody cares. They've been running with us all week. They know the deal. Oh, how was your day off yesterday?
It was good. It was actually pretty busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good though.
I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
I meant to ask earlier. That's what I do.
Yeah, my 8-year-old Jack, he just started baseball, so that's now. So this time of year, it's always like an adjustment, coming to terms with the reality that have to do that 3 times a week, like kind of throws off all the schedules of having a relaxing evening, because running him back and forth to baseball and all that stuff. So,
well, I mean, that's pretty cool. Not the that's not the worst.
No,
baseball is fun. It wasn't fun today for me, but baseball is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's at an age where it's starting to be a little more fun to watch the games. You see the kids starting to get a little bit better.
I like the fact that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying I like the fact that that baseball still has that place.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like, okay, it's baseball season. It's different than any of the other sports that you play.
I totally agree.
And it has that thing attached to it, man. It's just
it's almost like it feels like a season or something.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the beginning of something.
Yeah. And even though these Jamokes lost today, I know they got to play again and they'll win one game. You can't lose them all. Last game they played against the Tigers, I think they lost too. So, An Oklahoma woman was part of a scheme to scam more than $32 million from a COVID relief fund designed to keep businesses afloat, has pleaded guilty. Amanda J. Gloria, 45, pled guilty to conspiracy to commit bank fraud and money laundering, the Justice Department said in a statement. She was charged in June with helping a New York man get a loan for close to $1 million with the Paycheck Protection Program using faked payroll and other documents. She also submitted and got around $421,000 from the pandemic relief program using a trucking business that she owned, but that hadn't been active since 2017, according to the Justice Department and court documents associated with the $1 million case. The Justice Department said Gloria, 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 admitted Wednesday that she conspired to submit at least 153 fraudulent PPP applications on behalf of 111 entities. You lady are stupid. What were you thinking? What are we doing? The entities unlawfully got around $32.5 million in PPP funds, and she got $1.7 million, the Justice Department said in a statement. Gloria admitted that she faked and helped falsify the information in the claims and then submitted them herself or assisted, it said. Gloria's attorney didn't immediately respond to a request for comment Wednesday night. Documents related to the guilty plea didn't appear to be online Wednesday night either. Wow. And that's the community report. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the headlines for the top of the hour, and we will have the entertainment report as well. We'll be right back in a bit. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. We'll be back to start the second hour of the show after these words. Literally words. Welcome back to the Drive. It's hour 2, live from Chicago, Illinois. My name is Mario Smith. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Drive. Don't forget, you can leave a review of the show at backchannel.tv. We would appreciate that. And not just this show, but all the shows. Small Wombat is on the stream. So is Jeswin, Flimsy Dinosaur. It's the first time in Colorado. Thank you. And Alert Spider, Marnie in Florida. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate it. And joining me on the Cavalcade of Whimsy is my friend, Mr. Gliss in Portland, Oregon. Hello, sir.
What's up?
Happy. Yes. Oh, yes. It is that. It is that. I'm going to do the headlines real quick, and then me and you can talk. Governor Whitmer's kidnappers, or goofballs who couldn't pull off a kidnapping, were acquitted, and 2 more were the jury was hung on those guys. They have an opportunity to be retried again. And Will Smith has a 10-year ban from the Academy Awards, from the Oscars, over the Chris Rock slap. That means no activities around the Academy Awards, virtually or in person. No appearance by Will Smith. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. Now, I want to go back, Liz, to our folks in the chat here. Small Wombat has joined us. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday to everyone, to all the no names. When you decide to talk, please put in a name, because I don't want to call you no name. That doesn't seem fair. And you can ask your Amazon supported device to change your name from no name to whatever name you like. For example, Stark Leopard. Stark Leopard has joined the stream as well. But yes. The backup plan says, great band, The Demented Priest. That would be a good band name. I still want to know why you give me the side eye for me being in Catholic school backup plan. I'm a public school dude, but I went to Catholic school for a little bit. It wasn't the best time, though. It was terrible, man. Nobody wants that. Yuck. But I'm not to disparage anyone that went to Catholic school. It just didn't work out for me. One, I wasn't Catholic, so that was tough. And then we had to wear these polyester shirts. Gliss, you know what I'm talking about? These yellow polyester shirts that were very itchy, and we had green pants. So I looked like a member of the Green Bay Packers, although I was a child. And I hated that because I didn't like Packers then either. So I was like, yuck, these colors are stupid. And then nobody. It was not a good time for Mario Smith. It got better as I got older. If we could go backwards, though, you'd be like, yeah, man, maybe we should just go back to the future, make you old again.
Well, like you said too, you missed your friends. I get that.
Yeah, I missed my guys.
I had to move a lot as a kid, so I can, I understand.
It was tough.
Understand that.
It was super tough. When we go into the entertainment report in a bit, we're going to talk about this movie that I think Michael Bay might have jumped the shark with Ambulance. Because I saw the trailer, and there's a lot of yelling and a lot of weird Michael Bay angles like he does in all his films, where everything's real up close and moving fast. But dude, if any ambulance ever does this in any major city in the United States, they would figure it out really fast, a lot faster than this movie. So we'll talk about that. We won't be talking about Will Smith anymore, I don't think. Is he in here? No. We'll talk about Snoop Dogg, and we're going to talk about Pink Floyd reuniting, which is quite interesting, and a couple of other things too. So let's go run in our room one more time, man, and just see who's here. 10 says hi. Hi, 10. Gene has joined the stream. 10's in Connecticut. Connecticut. I know how to say Connecticut. 10's there. 10, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm Mario. Nice to meet you. I hope you have a good weekend, 10. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Let's take a quick break, Bliss, and then come back with the entertainment report. It's The Drive here on It's not on Mario Smith.
Oh boy.
That's a good one, isn't it? That was a good one.
That might be better than I am the drive.
I am the drive. I am the drive. No, I'm not.
Oh man.
I knew it was coming. I just didn't know what time. I felt Friday actually gonna, make an appearance, and it did.
Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah, same. Oh, okay, so let's see. It's called The Drive with Mario Smith, and I will sit up straight and look at you directly in your eyeballs. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Drive, everybody. How you doing? It is 8 minutes after the hour. A migraine is trying hard to make an appearance, and I am fighting it hard as I can. Popular Panda is in the building. What up, Mike? How you doing? Popular Panda. And to everybody that's watching this on YouTube or on your Amazon supported device, happy Friday. It's almost done, man. We are so close to having a short weekend. And I know I've mentioned this before, Gliss, and everybody, but why is it that we only have a 2-day weekend but a 5-day work week? That doesn't make sense. It's never made sense.
Oh, we should.
A 3-day weekend, maybe?
3 sounds better.
Yeah.
Because the problem with 2 days is you never have enough time to balance leisure and getting stuff done.
Exactly.
Taking care of things you need to take care of.
Yeah. I mean, like right now.
During the week, you're so caught up in, the work week and all that stuff.
Yeah. This isn't cool. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should
start a petition for that. We threw out the time change. So now we need to work on 3-day weekends.
I'm on it. The 3-day weekend must happen, America. We've got to do this together as a country, regardless of your political affiliations or your color or creed. We all should enjoy 3 days off. It just makes sense. Not create an extra day. You don't have to do anything. There's no labor-intensive move here. Just 4-day work week, 3-day weekend. Make Monday the last day of the weekend. Yeah?
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No. Wait, how does that work? Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Make Monday.
Monday weekend.
Because then Friday will still feel like Friday.
Right. You don't mess it up.
Yeah, you don't want to take away like that good vibe of Friday.
You get everybody to recover.
Yeah. Just throw out Monday work days.
Yes. All right. I'm starting it today. We are going to lobby Cory Booker because he did it last time. Be like, dude, don't you want a regular life, man? You have 3 days off. Movie time. It's movies this weekend. It's Friday, of course. Everybody's going to the movie. A new movie opening up. It's called Ambulance. It's Michael Bay's latest action movie. And if you think you know exactly what you're going to get, you'd be correct. It's more than 2 hours of pure, unrelenting adrenaline featuring gunfights, explosions, and dizzying camera work. The film stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Jake Gyllenhaal as adoptive brothers who get caught up in a bank heist gone spectacularly wrong. And true to the title, it involves a high-speed ambulance chase. Of course it does, because it's Michael Bay. Anybody going to see this? You got this on your planner for the weekend, Gliss? Ambulance?
I don't think so.
No. I'm going to say no to ambulance right now. I'm going to make a prediction. Nobody's getting in that ambulance. oh, Hollywood, you're funny. Yeah, no, nobody's going to do it. I'm not. I don't want to see that. I like Michael Bay movies because they're exciting and frenetic and it's real fast and everything's moving a million miles an hour. But a movie about two guys getting chased in an ambulance, I'm good. It's not for me, thanks.
No.
A woman is withdrawing a lawsuit accusing rapper Snoop Dogg and another man of sexually assaulting her after a concert nearly 9 years ago. Her attorney, Matt Finkelberg, filed a notice to withdraw the suit without prejudice Wednesday in U.S. District Court for Central California, according to court records. The filing did not detail why the suit was being dropped. Finkelberg did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Thursday. It is not surprising that the plaintiff dismissed her complaint against the defendants, a spokesperson for Snoop said on Thursday. Her complaint was full of false allegations and deficiencies. The woman, identified only as Jane Doe, alleged that she was assaulted by Snoop Dogg and his friend Donald Campbell, also known as Bishop Don Magic Juan, after a concert in May 2013. Her complaint was filed in December through the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, but it had exceeded the statute of limitations for the administrative proceedings. According to the initial lawsuit filing, the woman tried to resolve the issue in private mediation, but the discussions were unsuccessful. The lawsuit made headlines in February as it was filed just days before Snoop Dogg performed in the Super Bowl halftime show and reported on a few hours before a news conference. I don't remember hearing about this. My fault. Snoop Dogg's representatives denied in a statement in February that he had any sexual encounter whatsoever with the woman. Snoop Dogg, whose real name is Calvin Brodus, and Campbell separately filed a motion to dismiss last month. Their attorney said the allegations were false and that they lacked legal merit. The motion said Jane Doe had failed to provide evidence that she was ever employed by Snoop Dogg and denied that she received any quid pro quo for the alleged sex acts. Come on now. That's sticky. I don't know. I don't remember hearing about it. So what do I know? Pink Floyd is releasing new music for the first time in 28 years, with proceeds going to humanitarian relief in Ukraine. The band's single since 1984 will be released today. Hey, Hey, Rise Up samples a performance by, Andriy Kilvinyuk, the frontman of the Ukrainian rock band Boombox. Guitarist and singer David Gilmour told The Guardian he was inspired to make new music after he stumbled upon an Instagram video of Kilvinyuk, who left Boombox's U.S. tour to join the Ukrainian army when Russia invaded. The video shows, and if I'm mispronouncing this, please forgive me, Kilvinyuk, dressed in tactical gear with a rifle on his shoulder, belting out the Ukrainian folk protest song, "Oh, the Red Vibranium in the Meadow." The historic St. Sophia Cathedral looms behind him over otherwise empty Kiev streets. I thought that is pretty magical, and maybe I can do something with this, Gilmour told The Guardian. Gilmour organized a recording session with drummer Nick Mason, bassist Guy Pratt, and composer Nitin Sawhney. Roger Waters, who left Pink Floyd in 1985, didn't take part. Gilmour, Mason, and Pratt hadn't recorded music together since the band's keyboard player Rick Wright died in 2008. Gilmour managed to track down and contact Kilvinyuk, who was recently hospitalized for a shrapnel wound to his cheek. He showed me this tiny quarter-inch piece of shrapnel that had embedded itself in his cheek, Gilmour told The Guardian. He kept it in a plastic bag, but if you can imagine, if those kind of things are going off, it could just as easily been a piece over an inch across, which would have taken his head off. Wow. Pink Floyd back together, Gliss. Thoughts?
Sure, I love it.
Why not?
I love Pink Floyd. Yeah, why not?
Why not? There you go.
It's a band I've always wanted to see live.
Yeah, I the same. I share that. I'd love to see Pink Floyd live. I think that would be a hell of a show. I'd like to see them with the full complement.
Yeah,
minus
that's
their keyboard.
the only problem. Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of those old bands. Like I think I told my dad, he was always taking me to see his music when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And so I've seen a lot of bands from, the classic rock era and, the Cruise. Obviously, we saw a bunch of them. But a lot of bands I don't mind as much. But that's one of those bands like I need to see the full,
Yeah.
You got to see the full band. It's like, a band like Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd or Queen. Like, Queen, as much as I love their music, like I just don't know that it would be the same seeing them without Freddie Mercury. Like those guys are too iconic to, have a different lineup.
Yeah, I agree. It would be interesting if I could see those bands. I would love to see Pink Floyd. I'd love to see Queen with Freddie Mercury. That would have been fun. I had a chance to see James Brown. I had a chance to see Miles Davis. Who else would I have liked? I've never saw Biggie in concert. I've never seen. I never saw the Jackson 5 in concert, or the Jacksons, or Michael. I would have paid money for that.
I would love Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Man, that would have been great. As I am typing to you. This is a very interesting development that we have going on here. We got one more though. Bruce Willis, shortly after his family announced that the legendary actor Bruce Willis had been diagnosed with aphasia, filmmaker and actor Kevin Smith took to Twitter to share career regret. Smith, who had repeatedly criticized Willis while he was working on the 2010 film Cop Out, apologized for his harsh comments. Willis loved to act and sing, and the loss of that has to be devastating for him, Smith tweeted last week, adding that he felt bad for his petty complaints from 2010. So sorry to BW and his family. Smith, who declined a request for a follow-up comment, wasn't the only one reflecting on the news about Willis. A day after the family's announcement, the foundation in charge of the Razzie Awards, which recognizes the year's worst films and performances, rescinded the satirical award it had created poking fun at Willis, saying it was no longer appropriate. Picture. Some pop culture experts say Willis's decision to step away from his career after the aphasia diagnosis was a stark reminder that people never actually know what others, particularly celebrities and public figures, are going through. I think we're seeing that with Will Smith. We don't know what he was going through. Anything could have triggered that response from him. As I said earlier in the show, it was apparent that he had never done anything like that before. We are given all kinds of information from celebrities in the age of the internet, but it is always a limited and small slice of the total picture, said Robert Thompson, a professor of popular culture at Syracuse University. We have an illusion of knowing celebrities intimately, but that's just what it is, an illusion. Terrible. I hate that anybody is going through anything like that. And it is more than a small notion that somebody like Bruce Willis, who was an entertainer, I mean, he did dance and sing and did all those good things, and he was always a cool dude in the room, doesn't really have control of his faculties anymore. That's terrible. And I don't know him, never met him or anything like that, but I certainly would hope that one day we find a cure for this, whatever it is, aphasia. I hope I don't get it. I hope none of you get it either. As I dip into our chat room real quick, Savannah has joined us. Worry Rabbit, Plumber, What? Okay, Barracuda, Elizabeth in Maine. Hello again. Welcome back, everyone. Appreciate it. Savannah in Texas. Don't forget, you guys who are putting no name in, you can always change the name again if you just go to your Amazon supported device and request that it changes from no name to a name. When we come back, we'll have the Dylan T. Pickles Unipiper sports page. Still, it's going to bother me forever that a man flies around town on a unicycle. Did he get his unicycle back, Gliss? Do we know?
I don't know. I'll have to check up on that.
We may need to do a follow-up.
I'll find him on. I mean, I'm sure he's easy to get in touch with. I'll contact him on Facebook or something and ask him for an update.
Yeah. I I definitely want to know if that man got his unicycle. In my head I was thinking unicorn, but I meant unicycle. I'm glad it came out unicycle. We're gonna take a break. We come, huh?
No, I was just gonna say at some point I'll have to find a video for you so you can see him in full action to actually see, this whole thing.
Yeah. He's flying around town on a unicycle, man, blowing into backpacks with flames coming out of it. I think it's amazing. It's very, very, very Portland. Very much so. When we come back, we'll have the sports report. It's opening day in America. Again, day 2. And we got a lot to talk about there and some other things as well. It's The Drive with Mario Smith, and we'll be back right after these words. Hey everybody, it's The Drive, and you know what that means right now. It's time for the Guilty Pickle Sports Report. Woo! Opening day of baseball season, and much to my chagrin, although Bliss is watching probably a better game, the Chicago White Sox lost. I know it's only one day, but you like to win the first one. But if they go on to win the World Series, I won't even remember they lost the first game. Trust me. I won't. I will not remember it at all. I do want to take a look at what's going on around the league right now, though, and I'm sure that call is going to be controversial, and people are going to be talking about it. And I wish we had a different manager, but we don't. The Orioles and the Rays are tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. The Red Sox and the Yankees. That's a final. Yankees win 6-5 and 11 tonight. The Apple TV game, the first Friday night game on Apple TV, is the Mets in Washington against the Nationals. The Dodgers in the top of the 4th over the Rockies 3-2. In the bottom of the 3rd, the Giants and Marlins are no score there yet in San Francisco. And the Phillies in the top of the 7th are beating the Oakland A's 6-4. the Mariners and the Twins. The Mariners are up 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. And other games tonight, the Rangers against the Blue Jays, the Reds against the Braves, and the Astros against the Angels. The Padres will be in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. What I saw today in Detroit, the little bit that I saw, by the way, the Cubs were postponed. Cubs Brewers postponed because of rain, although it did not rain in Chicago. The little I saw of the game, the White Sox looked good. Lucas Giolito had to leave the game with a abdominal issue. For a pitching staff that's already decimated, that's not good. And I would suggest to you, if you're a baseball fan, get used to that because pitching is going to be weird. They didn't get enough time to prepare for the season. And 3-week spring training doesn't work. Maybe 4 weeks would have worked, but the zeal by Commissioner Rob the Bank Manfred, see what I did there? Did not allow them to really get in an appropriate spring training in. So it was it's going to be smoke and mirrors for a lot of these pitching staffs for a while. And these injuries that have come up will probably be injuries you would get in spring training, with the exception of maybe like Lance Lynn's knee and Jacob deGrom's arm falling off. But I'm unable to watch the game because, of course, I'm doing this, Gliss. How are the Giants? It's tied up 0-0, but how's it looking based on what you are seeing?
Good. They actually just took a 1-0 lead. So.
Oh, look at that. See, I'm a good luck charm.
A little bit of a scary moment though, because their star pitcher Logan Webb, who came up last year and was pretty dominant as a rookie, he injured himself. It looks like he stayed in the game, but he like turned his ankle running to first.
Ooh.
Kind of tripped over himself. So that was scary for a second because it looked like one of those scary non-contact things until you saw that he kind of planted wrong. So hopefully he just turned his ankle or something. But
Alex in California is saying, I'm such a big fan. You're so cool. I love you, Mario Smith. Oh my God. What time is it? Oh, I needed to see all of that. Thank you. I don't know who that is, or maybe I do know who that is. That's hilarious. Massive Wolf has joined the stream as well in Indiana. I love you. That always is weird. If I know you, what time is it too? It's 29 minutes past the hour. If I do know you, Alex, okay, this is somebody that knows me. Whatever. Hi, Alex. That's weird. But you get 3 weeks spring training, and then you expecting these dudes to go out and kill it, and pitchers don't operate that way. They need at least 5 weeks. But Rob Manfred, we're gonna have 162 games. That's not necessary. You didn't need 162 to prove a point.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why they did that.
It seems like it would be the perfect time to just shorten the season, like when you're coming out of something like a lockout.
Yeah.
It's kind of like some of the stuff they did with the stuff. Are you reading the chat?
Uh-huh. I can barely see it, but I saw that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it is. That was a good one. Yeah.
Now it's starting to feel like Friday. I'm like feeling overwhelmed now because I have my Giants game on, and then during the break I was watching videos of the Unipiper.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was.
Good job.
I got distracted. I found because I was trying to find just a short video, and there was like this whole profile that Oregonian did, and he's like, it's like showing him dressing up like he's a superhero.
Oh, what? Hey, man, can we see it?
Yeah, I can get it up. I can play just a little bit of it just so that we can.
Yeah. It'll be okay. Hey, man, anything can happen. Day we get to look at the Unipiper. The Unipiper.
Yeah, apparently in this he's talking about how he.
You don't have to apologize, Alex. You're good.
Yeah, no, it's not your fault. It's what's her name's fault.
Yeah, the thing we can't say, the name.
Yeah, the thing we can't say.
Yeah.
She's not always, totally on top of everything.
No.
In terms of saying things the correct way
at all.
All right, let's see here. Here we go.
All right, this is the Unipiper, everybody. From courtesy of the Oregonian.
Yeah. Hold on just a second here.
Be whatever you want. And as long as there's passion behind it, people will recognize that and they will support you. Growing up, I was very big into comic books and superheroes. There was this whole aspect of with great
there he goes.
Great responsibility. Some kids like to be the bad guys, but I always like to be the good guys. So I always had this drive to have a power and then be able to use that power for good. And I feel like that's what I've been able to do now as the Unipiper. My name is Brian Kidd, better known in Portland as the Unipiper, or the guy that rides around on a unicycle and plays flaming bagpipes.
What? He was shoveling snow?
It wasn't a fully formed idea to start with.
There you go.
Evolved over the years. I found the unicycle in a dumpster.
Liz, we got to get the Unipiper on the show. That's it. We have to get the Unipiper.
I'm sure we could get the Unipiper.
He was shoveling snow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at least he tried. It is weird, but at least he tries to, use it. He's
doing good.
Yeah, he tries to use it in positive ways. So.
Unbelievable, Alex. You don't have to apologize. You're good. I'd really like more information on how we know each other, though, because I have a feeling you couldn't. I don't know what's going on, but I'm as you can tell, I'm a little speechless. But okay, Mighty Rattlesnake is here, and YouTube. Apparently, everybody on YouTube, Sam the Cooking Guy, everybody is on
YouTube.
All of YouTube's is here. Sam the Cooking Guy, Max, Chance, everybody from the Cooking Guy. Rooted Cougar. Uh-oh. That's always, I see the word cougar, I get nervous.
I know. There's just something about it.
Oh, y'all, I need the laughter, though, so don't stop now. Thank you. You're making me feel better. Just so you know, I'm having, I don't think they're migraines. I think they're cluster headaches where I can't see. Like, I can see now because it's moving to the right side of my face, like on the other side of my eyeball.
That sounds awesome.
And my head doesn't hurt yet. It's what, 35 after? I imagine right around the time that we get ready to end the show, my head will hurt. But I have a big bottle of water. And I don't really take pills and stuff, and I should, I guess. But I'll be okay. It's just that when I was at that Bruce Willis thing, I couldn't see anything. Not to get anybody alarmed, I'm good. But it's a thing. Migraines and cluster headaches have been happening for a long time. This is the first time that it's happened while I was doing this show, though. I've had them before, and I've had them after. It's the first time it's happened during. But I guess that means this is going well. So there it is. But as I was saying, we got to get him on the show, and getting him on the show, we got to be able. I have so many questions that I have to get answered from the Unipiper, and he's got to be outside because I want him to play those bagpipes. I don't know how we're gonna work that. I got to see Flaming Bagpipes. That's the name of my other band, Flaming Bagpipes.
We can have him do it on a phone or have someone assist him, like somehow.
Yeah, we can let one of his people know. Hey, you hold the camera while he plays the bagpipes and makes pancakes.
Or if he wants to come to my place, we have a cul-de-sac, so we can definitely arrange that. I could employ one of the kids to be in charge of the camera or something like that.
That might be the first studio audience in Oregon. Can you imagine your neighbors are like, "Oh wow, Unipiper's outside." They all come out, they just stand there, they're like, "Yeah."
I'll have to work on that. See if make that happen.
Man,
And we'll have to ask him if he's met Dylan too.
Now, see there.
I bet he has.
That's how we get them to both show up.
That's right.
Get Dylan T. Pickles and the Unipiper. We got to work on it. We'll make it happen.
I've thought about, I need to just send the Pickles a media request, just asking him to come to the house and just hang out back, just have him hanging out behind me.
Is there a Mr.? There's a Dylan T. Pickles, but does he have like a little family? Is there like a little gherkin? Like a little baby pickle, and then like Mrs. Pickles?
That's a good question. I mean, we'll have to see. I think the way we got to do that is if we can get Dylan, we just have to arrange like 10 yes or no questions.
Yeah,
thumb up, thumbs down, and that's how we do the interview.
That's it. That's the interview. Oh man, we got to make it happen. Oh, we need the weight of Backchannel to make this happen too. Just follow my lead, Backchannel.tv. If I can do it, and then have Hal as Batman come right in here.
There we go.
Batman and the Pickles and the Unifier. Oh, all right. They get it together.
Sensory.
This is where everybody's brain explode. It'd be like Neil Young chasing the brown noise. Same thing. Everybody's like, boom. It would be fantastic. That would make it. Oh, can you imagine? Oh, man. That would be something. But if he's got other pickles, like if there's Mrs. Pickles and like baby gherkin, and then like Grandma Pickle, no, we don't need to do Grandma Pickle. But the pickles,
yeah, we'll have to
get my.
Maybe he can bring us, maybe he can bring his like family photo album.
It would be so awesome.
So I mean, that's the thing. It's like, we got to have a creative way to do the interview. So yes or no questions or something like that, where he's giving us some sort of presentation.
Yes, like it has to happen. Oh, that would be great. I'm gonna keep that in my memory bank for things to talk to you about that we have to make this work. I got a new notebook. It's a smart notebook. It's erasable ink. And I can push stuff into my phone, so I gotta put that in there. I haven't wrote anything in it yet, but you better know what's coming. That is coming. Tiger's struggling today. What am I missing in chat?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at because I was trying to see booking information for Dylan T. Pickles, and when you open the thing, it says Dylan T. Pickle, the Magic Man, and sure enough, he's holding a little pickle. So maybe that's a family member.
Let's make it so. Number one, we got to make this happen. Dylan T. Pickle. Do I sound okay? I feel like I can't hear anything. Hello. All right. Sounded weird. Sounds like I'm in a can.
We only got 15 minutes, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine. I'm all right now. It just sounded like I was in a can. Tiger not doing so well today as the course is starting to show its power against its competitors. Rain on the eve of the tournament softened the greens, but the golf course has been anything but receptive for the world's best players. I've been seeing triple and double bogeys all day on my phone, on my alerts. No one's doing well today, apparently. Tiger struggled to a 3 over 39 on the front nine, but he's still in good position to make the cut. He shot a 1 under 7. He shot a 71 yesterday. Do you know how hard that is for a dude that wasn't in a car accident, let alone somebody that almost got his leg amputated? A 71 is huge. For him to come back and do that yesterday might be one of the biggest things that has happened in sports this year so far. That was incredible. but not doing so well today. He's not in danger of missing the cut, and the cut's probably going to be 4 over, but he's 6 shots off the lead. As on the court, Scotty Scheffler is heading into the back nine, leading the Masters at the moment. Should be fun, though. This is going to be a good weekend this weekend. I am so excited to get to see this. I don't know if Tiger's going to, and everybody's saying the same thing, I don't know if Tiger's going to complete the course. He may drop out. I don't think he's going to do any of that. I think he's going to complete the course. I think he finishes in the top 10. Tiger Woods finishing in the top 10, that's huge. That is so huge. Big time stuff. Hey, Terry, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. My computer is on drugs. I said Terry, and Siri popped up. Oh, gosh. There's so many things. Longtime football fans will probably remember a old school NFL stalwart with the Dallas Cowboys, Big Cat, Rayfield Wright, passed away at the age of 76. He went to 5 Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys. 6'6", 250 pounds. He was a monster, man, and he was an amazing football player for those Cowboy teams back in the 70s. Rayfield Wright made his transition today at the age of 76. Hall of Famer Rayfield Wright, I should say. I just got rid of everybody in the chat. Let me bring them all back up. Wasn't trying to do that. Somebody said they love me. I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. I don't even know Alex's orientation. I like that someone said they love me. Everybody needs love, Bliss. That's what I've heard. Josh is here from Illinois, by the way. Hey, Josh.
Some people say that's all you need.
Oh, yes. There was a song, if I'm not mistaken, written about that same thing. That's a look at sports. On this date in 1953, we were all there. Everybody saw it. The first 3D movie, Man in the Dark, is released. An autobiographical. Yep. An autobiographical movie about me, Man in the Dark. In 1974, Henry Aaron of the Atlanta Braves hit his 715th home run, surpassing Babe Ruth. Wow. And that record had stood up until that point since 1935. In 1986, Clint Eastwood was elected mayor of Caramel by the Sea, California. I'm not from California. I know I said it wrong. Defeating incumbent Charlotte Townsend. And do you imagine everybody at Backchannel, when I talk about California, I say all the names wrong? Do you think they're like, man, any day now, we're just going to interrupt his show and check him?
Carmel. It's hard when you're not from, you're from a different area. Like, I think that's a natural thing. If you're not from somewhere, you don't know how to pronounce everything.
Give me a break. Like, for example, Tiger Woods. I don't know how to say his name. Tiger Woods won the Masters, his 4th straight major title in a span of 294 days in 2001. Born on this day, Izzy Stradlin from Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Happy birthday, Izzy. He turned 50.
That's such a good name for a rock star.
Yeah. Oh, the Red Skull. That's what we used to call Terry Porter here in Chicago. He turned 59 today. The Red Skull.
Terry Porter.
Man, dude, Terry Porter was a nuisance. He was such a good basketball player, but he was a nuisance.
Try to get him on the show.
Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with him. I won't call him the Red Skull in his face. I met him one night, though, here in Chicago a few years ago, and he was really, really nice. And
he's a super nice guy. People love him here in Portland.
Stunned how nice he was, because that's not how he played. He didn't play like a nice guy at all.
No, dude, he was tough. And, people, those early 90s Blazers teams, as much as Drexler was a star, people don't like Drexler as much here because he's kind of, there's people, he's kind of said some things to rub people the wrong way, like as he's obviously a broadcaster now for the Rockets, but a lot of people just like, even though he was like the star and the favorite player of the time, those other guys, Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey, who passed away a couple years ago, those guys, Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth, a lot of those guys
from Harvey, Illinois.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys are almost more, endeared to the community here. So
Terry Porter was so nice to me. I remember that. I remember where I was. We got to get him on sometime. That would be fun.
Yeah, we have his contact. Let's. I'll try to maybe we can get him on the show
for the playoffs. That would be cool because the playoffs are going to last till Christmas anyway. So let's do it.
Anytime in the next 5 months.
Yeah, right. Aerosmith's album Toys in the Attic is released on this date in 1975. On this date in 1976, Peter Frampton's double live album Frampton Comes Alive is certified platinum. In 1979, Van Halen embarked on their first ever world tour, and in 96, Hootie and the Blowfish's album Fairweather Johnson is released. When we come back, we will have, or do we have it? I didn't even look. Yeah, we do. We will have the Front of Mind story to take you on to the weekend. It's the wind-up, the big rundown, the Friday edition of The Drive with Mario Smith and my man Jay Gliss in Portland, and we'll be right back after these words. I saw it, and then I didn't see the headline. I just saw that we had the Front of Mind story, and then I just read the headline, and that's why, Gliss, if you saw my eyes make that look, because I can't believe this. A California woman has won $10 million from a scratch-off lottery ticket that she accidentally selected from a vending machine. She told California lottery officials that a rude person bumped into her at the Vons supermarket in Tarzana after she put $40 into a lottery scratcher's vending machine. The impact of the bump caused her to select a $30 200-time scratcher ticket, preventing her from buying a selection of cheaper scratch-offs. Edwards then played the 200-time scratcher's ticket and discovered that she had won the grand prize of $10 million. Edwards couldn't believe it and said she almost crashed her car while driving on the 405 as she kept checking the ticket. The woman says she plans to purchase a new house and launch an NPO. Some idiot bumped into her, making her buy this one ticket, and she won $10 million on an accident.
It's not fair.
I need a nap.
I mean, at least she's doing some good with it, but still.
Oh, I'd find that guy that bumped into me, and I would talk about him every day. I'd laugh in his face, everything. Can you imagine if that guy figured that out, that he was the rude dude that bumped into that lady, that he feels really sick? Oh, $10 million. Wow. I'm going to play the lot. This show may not have convinced me of a lot of things, but the one thing that this show has convinced me of in 52 episodes is I need to play every scratch-off lottery available.
Yeah, scratch-off seems to be the one, that people get lucky on.
Incredible. All right, it's time for my favorite segment as we get ready to wrap this bad boy up so I can go figure out why my head feels like someone is drilling a hole in it. On a segment we call Did You Know? And here we go. Did you know, Gliss? I'm being facetious. Of course you knew because you typed this. But did you know that 30% of people say when traveling by plane, stinky travelers is their biggest pet peeve? Yes. I agree.
That's not
cool. Please, before you get on a plane, I gotta ride 3 hours and smell yourself. Smell you. I don't smell you. Take a shower before you get on a plane. Yeah, and don't cover it up and don't get up. You hold it in until the plane lands. Did you know about 16% of Americans have recently sat in their car driveway without going anywhere just to get away from everyone inside the house? Yeah, I know that's real. And I bet it's more than 16% too. Did you know 41% of the managers surveyed said they have fired an employee for being late? That's a thing. Did you know 34% of Americans say drinking some water is the last thing they do before they get into bed to go to sleep? Did you know that 51% of pet owners haven't traveled outside the country since owning their pet? Mr. Gliss, is that true?
I guess, yeah.
Did you know?
I'm going to be going out of the country next month, though.
That's true.
Briefly.
For a second. Not to Russia. Please. Did you know that a recent survey found that 1 in 5 people can't name an author? Damn, that's bad. Did you know that 37% of office workers say they've caught their coworker picking their nose? Did you know that that's funny. Did you know the average person has 3 unpaid bills? Oh, yeah, well, I must not be average. That's not why any of you called. Did you know, according to careerbuilders.com, 42% of people with master's degrees have traveled abroad, while only 20% of folks with no college experience have. Okay, and did you know that a woman once tried to commit suicide by jumping off the Empire State Building, standing almost 1,500 feet tall? There's no way anyone could survive that fall. However, when Elvita Adams tried to kill herself by jumping off the 86th floor, a strong gust of wind blew her to the 85th floor below. The worst injury she sustained was a fractured hip. Wow. That's why and I made it to weird news. Down there. I made it to weird news. That's why I laugh like that. And I'm looking right at the one I'm going to read too. Yeah. Much of the time, a job applicant won't know the reason why an employer doesn't respond. The employer could be looking for a balance of young, moldable staff versus seasoned professionals or particular skills to add to a team. But a 27-year-old man in London is pretty sure why he did not hear back on his application for his dream job at his dream company. He submitted his STD results in place of a cover letter with his application. He said he tried to maintain hope, thinking the employer could just see it as a positive. The young man ended up getting a job elsewhere.
I actually this doesn't happen often, but when I pulled that story, I literally laughed out loud when I first read that.
That is awesome. Okay. Pizza. There's a reason pizza for breakfast is a major thing. First, it starts with pizza being the ultimate comfort food. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Many can argue that a cold pizza in the morning hits almost as well as one fresh out of the oven. DiGiorno, the frozen food pizza people, knows what time it is and helps us double down on the pizza for breakfast sentiment by debuting breakfast croissant crust pizza. Breakfast staples like sausage and gravy, eggs Benedict, and even cinnamon roll are treated to a buttery, flaky croissant crust. No, can't do it. The speed cameras in Chicago thing is real. Man, look. Okay, Chicago speed cameras have issued $2.81 million in citations. No, I'm sorry, 2.81 million citations. In 1 year, in 2021, sending more tickets to drivers in 1 year than there are residents in the nation's third largest city. An Illinois Policy Institute investigation found city speed cameras in 2021 collected $89 million from motorists, more than doubling revenues generated from the cameras in previous years. Of that amount, almost 2/3 of $55.9 million came just from the $35 tickets Mayor Lori Lightfoot wanted issued starting on March 1st of 2021 for going 6 to 10 miles over the speed limit. Lightfoot and city aldermen said the cameras and the lower tolerance was about safety, not revenue. So what happened to safety during 2021? 20 more people died in crashes on Chicago streets in 2021 than in 2020, for a total of 167 deaths. COVID-19 lockdowns likely cut traffic deaths in 2020, but there were only 108 fatal crashes in 2019. That camera stuff is real here. People hate it. Workers at a French fry factory in New Zealand discovered that an object that initially appeared to be a muddy potato on the conveyor belt turned out to be an inert training grenade dating back to World War II. Night shift employees at the Mr. Chips factory first thought it could be a muddy potato or an oddly shaped stone. A worker cleaned some of the mud from the object and showed it to a coworker who said it appeared to be a grenade. The operations manager commended the workers, who were really calm and collected and reacted in an extremely professional manner. New Zealand Defense Forces Explosive Ordnance Disposal Team x-rayed the grenade and found it to be a non-explosive grenade, likely used for training purposes. Man, these are so good. I wish I had more time for more. I don't know. I got you out of here. That was awesome, especially the guy sending his STD. That is so brilliant. Oh, that is a good. Oh my God, I sent it. Could have just sent another one, but I guess you can't. You can't go back once you've committed. You gotta fight through it. Mr. Gliss, this has been a great week, man. In spite of me having this migraine, which I apologize about, a great week of shows. Looking for and Dale Scott joined us this week. That was a lot of fun. We got baseball back for real. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, my friend. Thank you so much, man, for everything you've done to make this show kind of nice. It's better. Definitely.
Pretty good. Yeah, you have a good weekend, and yeah, we'll come back and do it again next week.
Why not? I think I'm available.
Let's do it.
Be around on Monday. Thanks, man. Have a good weekend. Thank you to Sleek Zebra and Richie and Forgetful Pigeon and all you folks in the chat. Thank you for joining us this week on The Drive. We really appreciate all of you guys as well. This is going to end okay, let me try it again. This is going to end our broadcast day. Join us again at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday for Haley and Allison's Good Morning. My name is Mario Smith, and on behalf of everyone at Backchannel.tv, thank you so much for being with us this week. We'll see all you guys early on Monday morning. Until then, have a great weekend.